Hello tragedies, based on your demands, I'm making a guide to play around or through Maxi and Fuwalos, okay? It's one of the most common topics. What is the correct play under Maxi or Fuwalos? What is the correct play, especially under each one of the match armies? What do? What to Ash? Would you keep your Ash for the Maxi? Will you Ash the Fuwalos? Or will you finger the Fuwalos? So this is the detailed guide into how to play under Maxi or Fuwalos, but just remember that each time that you're going to play through the Maxi or Fuwalos, you have to make different setup, okay? So I'm not showing and analyzing my duel just to copy the plays. I want you to think. I want you to have the mindset to think just like the way I thought and made the correct play. So you don't just copy plays, you have to understand what we prioritize and what is the idea behind winning through Maxi and Fuwalos as a branded player, and why our deck is the best deck to play through the Maxi and Fuwalos and win the duel straight up. Let's begin. Fuwalos right away, we don't attempt to finger, because finger for the Maxi, finger for the Ash, for the grass, you know, keep the finger. We had huge mills, and now we sent a Bestial Rebellion to the grave because we're playing under Fuwalos. We don't know if he have other sort of hand trap or not. So we have Shrouded Engrave, so we special summon the Shrouded by discarding Elbaz, okay? Because we want Bestial Rebellion on the field to set the branded lost, because the main idea why we win under Maxi is when they Maxi us, it's okay, I can just end my turn with one special summon and I'll do my rest on your turn. That's the mindset. So you know that your whole plays almost is going to be on the opponent's turn. So we want something strong like Branded Lost to protect us when doing our fusion summons, okay? We want also to trigger Branded Lost this turn and the turn of theirs to search. So having Branded Lost when we get Maxi or Fuwalos is very essential. You would want to prioritize Branded Lost under this circumstance, okay? Tribute, special summon, Bestial Rebellion is here, set the Branded Lost, and now we can normal summon actually the Queen, okay? We send them a courier because when the graveyard is loaded, you want to resolve Branded and win. You don't want to resolve Branded Fusion. Why? Because your graveyard is loaded with everything, okay? Instead of using Branded Fusion to send from the deck to the grave, which the grave is already had everything, you would basically send them a courier, use Branded in white instead. In one way, you could trigger multiple searching, and on another way, you are keeping yourself not locked in case you get some sort of hand trap or disrupt. So you could go basically Anaconda, or you could just make a zombie vampire. We play zombie vampire in this deck. So there's a lot of options that you could do when you play this correctly, and especially when you have something like grass, you don't want to prioritize Branded Fusion because you have everything you want in grave, okay? So we prioritize Branded in white because we set a Mercurial to the grave. We are going to banish the Mercurial, search with the Mercurial, search with the Branded Lost, and also recover that Mercurial as we get the second Fuwalos and the third Maxi, and we will not even finger any one of them, okay? Just keep the finger, okay? And the mindset here is, okay, they are going to have draw 3, it's fine, they could have draw 3, and I would just consider it as I didn't have a play and I just ended my turn, okay, but I actually have a play and they will end their turn with 5 cards in their hand, so basically they drew nothing. The difference here is that you ended your turn early, okay? So what could we accomplish with this Branded in white? With this Branded in white, you could actually go for Dragon Lord. You have Shrouded Engrave, you have Bestial Rebellion on the field, there you go, Dragon Lord, Triple Omni-Negate, perfect to play through Maxi and Fuwalos, right? Yeah, but the Dragon Lord is one out, okay? If you think about it, it's Triple Omni-Negate, it's great, okay? It's great when it's backed up by other disruptions, but if it's going to be your only form of disruption, then I think it's not worth investing, because one extra Zeal could out it, one Forbidden Drop that could out it, okay? So I'm not going for Dragon Lord, it also Chain Legs block our effect, so instead I could have gone for Sanctified Dragon, okay? And Sanctified Dragon is also one out, one finger, get out the Sanctifier, one impulse, get out the Sanctifier Dragon. So basically, the best option here that I thought about is Rimbram, okay? Rimbram will allow us to banish the Mercurial, will allow us to grab the Mercurial from banish with Branded Sword. Rimbram is going to be activatable of if the opponent outed to special summon itself again or special summon Albaz from grave. And in this duel, it's not ordinary that you get hit with a Maxx and double Fuwalos unless you're playing against Tempai. So I thought that I was going against Tempai, so I thought about having Rimbram as a form of disruption, and at the same time, if it's get outed, it give us an additional play in graveyard. That's why I prioritized Rimbram, okay? Rimbram, and also to give us a little bit of control over our disruptions, okay? So instead of our disruptions being tied just to one monster, we have a little bit of control when it comes to our disruptions, and we also keep the finger safe in case they have another Maxx for their turn or just another disruption, okay? Trigger, trigger, trigger. We're going to +3, okay? And people may be thinking, okay, you could have used Droll, you could have used Called by the Grave on one of them, or especially Droll. If you use Droll on one Fuwalos on draw 1, they cannot draw anymore. But if you think about it, Droll is a very powerful card to shut the turn of the players, okay? You're going to say most the meta decks does not care about Droll right now, like Malice. Okay, Malice does not care about Droll when they go first, okay? But they care about Droll when you Droll them and your field is filled with disruptions, so that they have to deal with your disruptions to be able to break into the Droll, which is hard. So Droll kills most of the decks, especially going second. So I thought that no, I will give you the draws that you want, I will keep the Droll, and I will also keep the finger for something else. So we haven't just saved the Call by the Grave, but also saved the Droll for their next turn, and we ended on real disruptions, okay? And if those disruptions gets outed, we could rebuild the field through the Rimbram additional effect in grave, okay? We also have Golden Sword Soul, we search for Cortesia as well. So this is the full setup, okay? We ended our turn early, and he normal summon Droll, and yeah, this is Malice. And he's desperate for a backup Ignister play, okay? He have a backup Ignister in his hand, and he wants to special summon. So I could threat special summon Albaz from grave, tribute with the Almirage, but you know, it's not going to fuse. He is going to tribute the Almirage, but when he tribute the Almirage, the backup Ignister is no longer summonable, okay? That's why we do this play. Trigger, special summon the Albaz, attempt to fusion summon, and from there we discard the Golden Sword Sword. We discard the Golden Sword Sword because I thought that we were going against Tempai, but since this is not Tempai, it's Malice, I think that discarding Golden Sword Soul in case the Mercurial gets fingered, in case they banish a Malice monster, or disrupt us from grave in any way whatsoever, Golden Sword Soul is going to trigger to give us an additional play, okay? We activate, they have Impulse, okay? They had Impulse all this time, but they didn't Impulse the branded in white play. Why? Imagine this branded in white been branded fusion. They would have impulsed it 100%, like it's not even debatable, okay? But when it's branded in white, you may be thinking that he's thinking that we have branded fusion still in our hand and we branded in white right now, so he keep the impulse for branded in white, or just keep the impulse for his turn, okay? But he is such the pity, you know, impulse the Albaz to keep the Almirage, to keep the backup Ignister play live. That tells you how desperate he is for this play, okay? So we play around that perfectly by discarding the Golden Sword Sword, okay? Because we now save the Mercurial for the backup Ignister, okay? But because he is a fucking Malice player, he has every out. Maxx, double Fuwalos, Impulse, Called by the Grave, Finger the Mercurial, and we just don't care. On a separate chain link, Golden Sword Soul trigger, Reborn the Cortesia from hand, and Cortesia will give us the exact Albion red play that the Albaz was going to give us. So Albaz was going for Mirror Jade by fusing with the Almirage. Cortesia and Albaz on the field are basically the same thing, okay? So special summon the Cortesia, chain link block it with the fingered Mercurial. Yeah, special summon the Cortesia, and there. Okay, we have a spicy hand, and You know that the most common play on the Maxi or Fuwalos is Sanctifier, right? But have you think of what if it's not Sanctifier, then what is it going to be? And that's the case, okay? Most people, when they get Maxi, they go Sanctifier for no reason. They go Sanctifier before even thinking what does this Sanctifier going to accomplish for them, okay? So this video is especially for when you get Maxi while doing your unrestricted synchro line, okay? Because synchro line cannot play into Maxi, but it could play into Fuwalos, could make plays, and that's the case, okay? We're going to Shrouded, send Retribution, and we could discard the Shrouded to add a Mercurial. Mercurial is going to be discarded by the Chaos space. We search for a Bestial Rebellion, and at the same time, we get Mercurial engraved to be ready to banish, okay? Could search for a Magnuma or a Serenir, okay? We haven't got Fuwalos yet, okay? No Fuwalos still. We're going to search, and they activate Fuwalos right now. That's weird, right? Probably they will want to wait until, you know, we go Despair, then they get surprised, but maybe they were fearful of something else, you know. They were fearful of us adding an Alabaz, then fuse with that Alabaz. So if we Fuwalos right now, we didn't get to fuse with the Serenir, okay? Maybe they were thinking that just denying us from adding Alabaz to fuse with it. Maybe, okay? Or maybe it's just random timing for the Fuwalos. Anyway, they're now drawing Burst Special Summon from the hand or the extra deck, okay? Simply add a Quam. Okay. Could send Brandon Red. Then go for the Steel Despair. Use the Serenir, also Reborn the Cartesia back onto the field again. We have Retribution engraved. We could make some cool plays. We send the Branded Sword. Tap Mercurial, Reborn, get the Bestial Rebellion. we give them how many draws so far? We give them just one draw so far, okay? And we have our Branded Lost also. Did we use Cartesia to fusion summon? We haven't used Cartesia to fusion summon yet, you know? Okay. But we actually have made a trade with them. I told you about the trade, right? When you measure the deal, okay? You give them one draw, okay? So far, but it seems like it's not enough, you know? You don't have Alabaz Fusion to make a play. This special summons from the deck, okay? This is not a play. You're going to search with this, okay? You don't have Albion engraved, just Despair. Not enough, okay? You have Branded in red, and we choose Branded in red for this, okay? You could use Branded in red right now, and you could keep the Branded in red for the next turn. But when you use Branded in red right now, we are going to plus with the loss, you're going to plus with the regained, and you have a fusion play on the next turn to trigger them again. So you're going to give them the second draw, okay? But for your pluses, okay? And besides, the monster you're going to be special summoning off of this, under this Fuwalos, is a treble on the negate, okay? That's the setup. Grab the Shrouded Dragon, fuse with it alongside Bestial Rebellion, straight up into Dragon Lord on our turn, okay? That's draw 2. For triple on negate, trigger the regain to draw, trigger the loss to search, okay? Search for Golden Sword Soul, okay? Very good. We top deck in my Branded Fusion. Which is not even activatable, okay? It's a brick. Yeah, you know, Branded Fusion is a brick in our hand. We have Cartesia to get rid of the Dragon Lord whenever we want. You lost to search. We regained Reborn the Despair, okay? We also, well, the Branded Sword could add the Shadow Dragon to fuse with the Dragon Lord into a Chaos Star Source when they use its negate. So Cartesia is there. Also Mercurial is a monster negate once we get Alabaz Fusion on the field, and we will, okay? They're simply going to waste the Dragon Lord negates, finger on Despair, negate, Foxy Tune, negate the Foxy Tune, and now Dragon Lord is useless, okay? Follow up with the Engraver, adding the Tract. Yup. Okay. Add, and now on the activation of the Larry special summon, you fusion summon with the Cartesia using the Dragon Lord into a Grand Wignall. Grand Wignall not only going to send you an extra deck or level 6 or higher from deck to the grave, but it's also going to trigger its second effect right away to special summon another Quam, okay, if you want to, or a Coritis, and get rid of the Dragon Lord, okay? Now, could trigger the Grand Wignall, trigger the Quam to reborn the Cartesia, trigger the Grand Wignall again to reborn the Quam, and trigger the regain to recycle the banished Grand Wignall, triggering the loss to search Chain Link 5. See the plays? So, maybe thinking that Dragon Lord is trash. Dragon Lord alone, you could count on Dragon Lord, but while it's backed up by other form of disruption. So, they blade through triple Omni Negates just to get hit with a Chain Link 5. We haven't even started our turn yet. Our turn that they denied is starting now. You see? Lost, search the Albaz, regained a special summon the Despair, that is. Quam sending the special summon the Cartesia, also sending a brand new spell or trap. Also the regain returning the Grand Wignall. So we're not only reborn, we draw, we return. Crazy. And we also get Albaz on the graveyard. Our field is loaded with monsters, and they're most likely using the engraver effect to get rid of a monster, so we'll have more space, and we have the perfect setup for the Albaz play. Okay, we have Rimbrum, we have Albaz engrave, Mercurial is ready. Yep, Despair is going to be sent to the graveyard. Just return the branded Retribution from Banished, destroy the engraver, as they're going to clear more space for you right now. 4 Rimbrum, Reborn Albaz, used with the Lacrima into Albion the Branded Dragon. Okay, Albion Branded Dragon is going to be live, special summon a Libellion, okay? We could then go for a Mirror Jade, and Mirror Jade is a non-target monster banish. Also, Mercurial is now live, okay? Just get rid of this Funk Demon. We have still Mercurial, negate with the Mercurial. So, you see how many disruptions we have? We had Dragon Lord. We have Mirror Jade, non-target monster banish. We had the Mercurial, monster negate. We have the Chaos Star Source play. That's 6 disruptions so far. We have Despair, monster negate or destroy. That's 7. We also have the Albaz used with their field, which is the Rimbrum. That's 8. Okay, so 8 disruptions. We got 8 disruptions, and we only gave them 2 draws. 2 draws for 8 disruptions. Seems perfect. Yep. Okay. But the previous duel, we had Grass. Grass is really good, but without Grass and with the Synchro line, how efficient is this line under Fuwalos? Let's figure out. This is basic plays. We are doing the basic Synchro line plays, banishing the Mercurial, adding Shrouded, sent to the grave with the Spirit, triggered the Quam to reborn the Shrouded, also searching for Cartesia. So this is typical plays, okay, so far. And I sense that he has something in hand, so before even committing to Cartesia, I go straight to this beater because I read that he has Fuwalos, okay, Fuwalos or Lancia, but because he didn't Lancia when we banished the Mercurial, so it's a Fuwalos, not a Lancia, okay. And straight up this beater, okay, this beater is basically escape 1 draw, okay. So if they Fuwalos, you could choose to give them 1 draw or 2 draw for 2 special summon from the extra, and you should have this beater also. This beater is an extra. We cheated this beater. They couldn't Fuwalos because they didn't expect this beater, okay. So we are going to special summon from banishment, special summon from hand. Fuwalos is no good, okay. And now we activate and get hit with the Fuwalos. And what are you going to choose? We have lots of options here, okay. Under the Fuwalos, we could tank fire with the Albion and Cartesia. We have Mercurial and pass. We could Albion red into Grand Wignall and extend more for 2 draws, which is the case here, okay. I thought that maybe I could go for Sanctifier, but I want more efficient play, okay. I want Albion red play because I want Grand Wignall, okay. And that's why we give them 2 summons, okay? You have to think about the trade. If I give them draw 1 for the Sanctifier play, what am I going to end on, okay? Am I going to end on Mirror Jade or even Dragon Lord play? No. We don't have Albaz Engrave. We already used Shrouded Effect. You just have Endo Mercury and Spirit, so Sanctifier no good. You need Albion Red, okay? You do Albion Red, then you do Grand Wignall. That's 2 draw. What are you going to end on? Well, you're going to end on Branded Banishment play with Dragon Lord backed up by the Despair and Grand Wignall, other disruptions backed up by your Maxx itself, okay? That's the play. So you're going to give them draw 2 for triple Omni Negate. Is this trade is good? If it's good for you, you could do it. And it was good for me, so I agreed to give them draw 2. Albion Red, Fusion Summon, and also because we had a Mercurial, so we were a little bit protected from hand trap monsters, you know? So if they're able to hand trap us, we were able to Mercurial negate and just follow up from there. Okay, there we go. And we send the Bestial Rebellion to get the Albion Red to the graveyard. Yeah, and that's basically why I play Zombie Vampire in this variant, because when you do the Synchro line, you end with Bestial Rebellion and Grand Wignall all the time, like or even if you have Albion Red stuck on the field, you could just overlay rank 8 Xyz Zombie Vampire, mill the top cards of deck. And what worth noting is Zombie Vampire special summons from grave. It doesn't special summon from the top of the deck, so it mills to the grave, then it's special summon, so it doesn't count as a draw 1 for the Fuwalos, okay, because it's special summon from grave, not from the top of the deck. That's also an option. And also with the Speeder, if you steal a monster, you could treat it as any level when you do the Zombie Vampire play. Yep, and we are going to set up the Branded Lost. Usually when you have the Speeder, you don't end with Branded Lost, you end with Branded Regain, because you want to get rid with the Speeder for a Link Summon, then Regain Reborn because you want advantage. But in this case, we want Branded Lost for the same reason I told you. We want the protection because we want to follow up our plays on their turn, okay? So we want to be protected. Also, I'm not going to set Regain, but at the same time, I'm going to keep the Speeder on the field, okay? Add the Branded in High Spirits. Well, Branded in High Spirits is going also to be another form of disruption with the Quem summon from the Grand Wignall, okay? Grand Wignall is going to special summon Quem, and we could trigger Quem's second effect whenever we want with the Branded in High Spirits, thanks to the Titan Clap adding an Albaz at the end phase, okay? Mitsurugi prayers right away. We hit with the Maxx, we hit with the Branded Banishment. Let's go. Yup, into Dragon Lord. Okay, well, Mercurial is now trash, the Speeder is now trash, but the idea with Dragon Lord is baiting the opponent to waste their plays, okay? Because once the Dragon Lord is not on the field, or they have to deal with it, you would then follow up with your other disruptions, okay? So you want them to thin their hand, okay? Then you have a plan to get rid of Dragon Lord, you could simply follow up with your other disruptions, and that's the play, okay? He's playing Mitsurugi, and also he's playing the it is on Ryzeal Mitsurugi, okay? And he opened 2 of X Ryzeal, and as you see, 1 out to the Dragon Lord, and he had the out, okay? Dragon Lord is now negated, so we're now on our other form of disruptions, basically, okay? And on Maxx. But honestly, I don't care that I Maxx'd him, I care that I played through his Fuwalos, and he negated my triple omni-negate play, which supposed to be my major play. He negated it, okay? So the Speeder is now cannot negate. Mercurial is trash, we don't even control Albaz Fusion, and he's going to Murakumo. Well, what? He's going to Murakumo? You have to think, Murakumo is going to wipe your entire field. Okay, do you want to get rid of the Dragon Lord yourself, or do you want to wait for the opponent to get rid of it for you? Which one do you choose? Well, in my case, I will just keep my disruptions and keep the Branded High Spirits. We will trigger Grand Wignall, okay? But don't attempt to fuse with the Dragon Lord. Keep the Dragon Lord for the opponent to destroy, because when it's destroyed, it's going to reborn the Despater that was destroyed with it, okay? And Despater is going to be able to negate. Okay? Quem triggers, Grand Guignol triggers to summon a Quem. Quem is going to be sending a Cartesia. It's in Cartesia. Why not Albaz? We don't have Albaz in grave. We have Branded High Spirit and Albaz in our hand. We could get the Albaz in grave whenever we want. Okay. We could also reborn the Cartesia, fuse with the Albaz and Dragon Lord and get rid of it. But we know they are going to Murakumo wipe the field. So we make sure that our field gets destroyed by the opponent. We want our field to be destroyed. Okay, we're not intimidated about having our field wiped. Okay, we could just simply build another one. Okay, wipe the field. Yeah, as I told you, Despater, Reborn, Murakumo. I know that they are going to force us to discard a card. And what are you going to discard? Discard the Golden Sword Soul. You could make it live whenever we want with the Serenade, okay? Now we have Despater. Despater can pop, but it cannot negate until we banish a monster from their grave. Now Despater can negate a monster effect. We also have a Golden Sword Soul. Golden Sword Soul is going to reborn the Quem. We haven't used its second effect yet. Well, it's the time. Send Albaz, send Albion. Reborn Albaz, use with the Murakumo into a Mirror Jade. We also going to trigger Branded Lost. We already triggered Branded Lost, okay? We already triggered Branded Lost, but we have Despater to negate a monster. Yep, that's it.